So just yesterday at ISTE here in Chicago, Rabbi Michael Cohen, that's the tech rabbi as he's known online, had the opportunity to deliver a keynote speech. And I know it was a big moment for him. I've been fortunate enough to follow him for a little while and actually got the chance to bump into him and have a bit of a chat the day before his talk. When we were talking, I asked him, can you give me a little hint about what you're going to talk about? And he said, basically creativity. Now, Michael wouldn't be the first person to get up and deliver a keynote about creativity. We all know Cohen is very, very well known for doing these sorts of things. So it's always curious that if you're going to talk about something that other people have already spoken about, what is it that you're going to do differently? What unique spin are you going to put on it? How are you going to own that topic? How are you going to own that delivery? And how are you going to make it powerful enough that it resonates with people and changes the way that they teach or the way that they think? And I asked Michael, he said, so what is it that you're going to do with creativity? Very broad topic. And he spoke to me not necessarily about the speech, but about his own thoughts of creativity and his own belief about innovation. And that it's incredibly important that it's authentic and that it has real purpose. And that it's not necessarily just limited to technology, but that it has a much broader appeal, cross disciplines, cross subjects, and is authentic in the way that it's used within the education environment. But you know what? Not necessarily just within the education environment, in our everyday lives as well, because as Michael would later go on to say in his talk, we are always learners. The world is a classroom if you see it that way. And that's very, very true. Now, he said one thing, and I think this was the most powerful sentence. This, for me, the most powerful line that came out of his talk. He said, I believe, and I've just written it down because I want to get it right, I believe that creativity is strongly rooted in goodness, kindness, strong moral character, and has the desire to help people. And promotes the desire to help people. Therein lies that authenticity, because all of our students at their core are good people. And it's in our nature to want to be good. And it's in our human nature to explore, to understand, to create. So the fact that these two things are joint makes very much common sense. I liked also the twist that he put on the FAIL acronym. You've probably heard of that FAIL, that first attempt in learning. So the twist was that he said, don't let fail become a failure. So the failure sort of part of it was the URE. So FAIL, URE, because unless you do the full thing, you will fail. So first attempt in learning, unless reflection exists. So it's your first attempt in your learning. Unless reflection exists, you're going to continue to fail. So yes, make mistakes. Yes, get out there and try. But you know what? Really analyze what it is that you're doing, because you need to develop that skill, that mindset. And that actually was another line that he used, that creativity is not a toolkit. It's not something that you're all innately have, that you can say, oh, well, I need a spanner for this, I need a screwdriver for this, I need to use this tool here, I need to use this tool in my repertoire. It's really a mindset of how you approach things. And we know the more we practice and train our brains, the more we invest in our students' ability to think in certain ways, then the better they'll actually get it. So look, I just wanted to say that I'll conclude a little bit in the same way that the tech rabbi concluded, and that's with a question: what happens when we empower our students to explore? And you know, he suggested that then learning then becomes the journey, and we shouldn't confine our students to the four walls of our classroom, but let them see the world as an opportunity to learn. That whole 20-80 or 80-20, however you want to say it, way of let's do our rigid content for 80% of the time. Let's have 20% of time to be passionate and be creative and explore our things. It's a good model, and we know that's a famous model that Google sort of use, and that's why Google are able to come up with lots of renewable projects. And you may not know that that's the model that 3M also use, and that's how Post-it notes came into being, because the guys at Post-it notes, or the men and women at 3M, were exploring different glues and different adhesives, and stumbled across a sort of glue that could stick with paper but you could peel off and would remain tacky and sticky, and hence Post-it notes were invented out of a side product from this 80-20 sort of phenomena. But Michael calls on us not to have this 80-20 phenomena, but be able to be creative, be authentically creative, as he calls us to be, all of the time. So Rabbi Michael Cohen, thank you very much for an inspirational keynote yesterday. I really think it's hard to do what you did. It's hard to walk in the footsteps of giants and follow what Sir Ken has done. But you framed it in a way that you gave people a model to follow. And it's easy to talk big picture. And I think everyone can get on board and say, yeah, we want our kids to be creative. We want our kids to do this. We want our kids to do that. But to actually have a model or a framework that people can follow and get behind is far more challenging. And I felt your authenticity. You called on the teachers to make authentic opportunities for students. But I think your authenticity is what made your keynote so special. So congratulations, sir. And I hope those people who were unable to see Michael with his talk yesterday maybe could get a little bit out of my debrief just there. So thanks a lot, everybody. And I'm looking forward to continuing to make a couple more videos before ISTE concludes. Cheers.